Alright, there's another video for 3VT about exercise 64, and that's a very difficult exercise. It's about an Atlantis home trainer, and both the speed and the angle of elevation are adjustable, so you can make this more like that, so it's harder to walk on. Peter chooses a speed of 9.8 kilometers per hour and a percentage slope of 7%. So what that means is that the vertical distance is 7% of the horizontal distance. Right? So if this were 1 meter long, it means bigger than that. But if it's 1 meter long, then this would be 7 centimeters, because then it's 7%. Well, he's able to keep it going for 15 minutes. What would the difference in altitude have been if he had done this exercise in reality? Okay, so yeah, what if this was like a real slope and he was walking on it for 15 minutes? Then what was the distance traveled? Okay, so he chooses a speed of 9.8 kilometers per hour and he does this for 15 minutes. So the first thing that we're going to calculate here is what a quarter of a 9.8 is, because that's the distance that he walked on the slope. So then we know what the length of that would be, like in reality. Okay, so if you calculate this, then this is 2.45, and that's the number of kilometers that he would have walked in reality. But then that's this side, and we want to know what is the vertical distance there. All right. Now we already know that the slope is 7%, so this is 7% of that. So if you do vertical divided by horizontal, we would know that the gradient in that case would be 0.07, right? And that's also the tangent, right? Because for the tangent you also do vertical divided by horizontal, and they get a number, and if you put that in the calculator, you can get the angle. So we're going to calculate what this angle is by doing the 10 minus 1 of 0.07. Because if you want to calculate this angle, you do the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. We already know the outcome of that should be 0.07. And then 10 minus 1 of that is, let me see what the angle is, that's 4 degrees. So you know that this angle is 4 degrees. So 4 degrees. And we know that this length here is 2.45. So if we use that, then we can calculate what this would be. So first I'm going to say what this is in meters, right? It's 2,450 meters. So I'm going to write down that the sine of 4 degrees is the opposite side that we don't know, divided by 2,450. So if you want to calculate what that is, we do 2,450 times the sine of 4, and then we get, let me see, 171.08 meters, and that is what this distance is. All right. We need to round off to 1 decimal place, so it would be 0.1. Then exercise B here. It says, how long would Peter need to walk at a speed of 6 kilometers per hour to cover a difference in altitude of 200 meters if the percentage slope is 12%. Alright, so first I want to know what the angle is again. So we're going to use the 10 minus 1 of 0.12, because now the slope is 12%. So the tangent is 0.12. If you type that in there, then you get what the angle is. Now the angle is 6.8 degrees. Right, that's what the angle is now. And we also know the difference in altitude. We know that length, because that length is actually, if I make a new triangle over here, right, this length is 200. So I want to know what that length is, right? Because then how long, and then we're going to calculate how long he needs to walk to get to that distance. All right, so we know that this is 6.8 degrees. We know the opposite side. We want to calculate the hypotenuse. So I'm going to write down that the sine of 6.8 is the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. So we're going to do 200 divided by the sine of 6.8. Now, and if you do that, let me see what you get. Then you get 1,678.6 meters. Now he's going to walk at a speed of 6 kilometers per hour. So in 1 hour he's going to walk 6,000 meters. So in 10 minutes he's going to walk 1 kilometer. So he's going to walk 100 meters per minute. So if you want to calculate how many minutes he needs to walk, right, we're going to do this number divided by 100. Let me tell you one more time where the 100 comes from, because it might be a bit annoying because I didn't write anything down. He walks 6 kilometers per hour, right? So that's 1 kilometer per 10 minutes. So that's 100 meters per minute. So if you divide this by 100, that means that it takes him 16.78 minutes to walk the distance that he wanted to walk. So this is our answer here. And this is the this is whole exercise 64. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.